Hey, Happy New Year. We are finally into 2019. 2018 flew by for me and my family. It seems like, I'm sure it did for you too. We're always like, oh, I can't believe it's summer. I can't believe it's fall. I can't believe we're at Christmas. And then, of course, the new year always rolls around. So Happy New Year to you and yours and your family. I hope it is off to a fantastic start. Of course, around this time, everybody is talking about resolutions, setting new goals, accomplishing new things. And I think that's great. I think it's vital to do that. I think we all should take time to assess where we are and where we want to be. I hope that you have had time to check out my last couple of written blogs. I write too, so I hope you get a chance to check those out. If you haven't, they are on shapeyourfit.com. And I wrote one about resolutions, and then I wrote another one about setting big goals and how we can help ourselves better when we set big, lofty goals. So check those out. They are there, and let me know what you think. But today, I don't want to talk about resolutions directly. I'm talking about something that will definitely help you stick to them. But we're going to talk about learning and knowing yourself and your tendencies, your preferences, your triggers, so that you can more easily accomplish those goals. Because when we really know ourselves and we are able to gauge how we respond to certain experiences, that will help us in the experiences following that. So just want to share a little bit. When we know ourselves and when we are setting new goals, when we're aspiring to do new things, or when we're going on a new diet, starting a new workout plan, doing a lifestyle change, as they say, we really have to take into consideration us, me, you. What makes us go? What drives us? What keeps us engaged? What keeps us motivated? What discourages us? What gets us off track? We really owe it to ourselves before we endeavor to do something new to really take an honest look at those things. So, for instance, if you are a night owl, if you come alive in the evening and have more energy in the evening and stay up late, and that doesn't bother you, you can still get done everything you need to get done the following day, but you are not a morning person, like if the thought of getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning to work out gives you absolute anxiety, then yeah, you probably shouldn't be joining a boot camp that meets at 5:30 every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. It's going to be outside of your nature, and it's going to be so much harder for you to stick to that type of a goal for yourself because it's outside of what you're naturally more comfortable with. And don't get me wrong, I am not saying that we should stick in our comfort zone. I'm not saying that at all. But we should understand what is going to help us stay engaged, stay motivated, stay active in this new lifestyle change. So if you are a night owl, the opposite of a morning person, you should probably look at doing an evening class or gauging your workouts around your evening activities when you feel you have the most energy. It's the same with setting a diet plan of any kind. If you don't really like meat, you've never been a meat person, you don't like steak, you can do without that type of protein, then the keto diet is really going to be difficult for you to stick to because it involves a lot of proteins and fats, good fats, which you get from a lot of meat products. So just looking at yourself, looking at what you are naturally drawn to, what you naturally gravitate toward is really going to help you when you're setting these new goals for yourself. Also, we should take a look at ourselves emotionally and mentally. Learning what triggers certain reactions in us is vital. Some people, actually a lot of people, are emotional eaters and they just don't really realize it. So you guys know I'm always going to keep it real and be transparent with you. I never really considered myself an emotional eater. That's not the first thing I turn to when something is bothering me. However, I do notice that when something is bothering me or I've gotten a piece of disturbing news or something that just gets me off kilter, I tend to be a little more lax with whatever it is that I'm eating. So if there's something that I have to think a little more intensely about, then I am much more quickly to say, oh, I'll just grab something. I'll pick up something from a drive-through, or I don't feel like cooking right now. I don't feel like putting that energy into cooking right now. So if I had a meal planned for the day, but now I am too emotionally spent or drained to put the effort into that, then I am much more inclined to just say, I'll just pick up something, forget it. And the other day, for example, I got made aware of something that like really disturbed me, and it didn't directly affect me, but it did directly impact some people in my family. And I spent some time talking to my husband about it, and I'm so grateful that he's supportive and was engaging in this conversation with me. But before I knew it, 3 hours had passed, and when I was going to bed that night, I really got like upset with myself. I was like, I wasted that time that I could have been doing so many other things. I could have been taking the Christmas decorations down. I could have been getting lunch ready for the week for me and the family. I could have been doing laundry, but I really, when I think about it, wasted 3 hours of time, 3 hours of emotional energy, of mental space on something that really, my conversation with my husband about it couldn't change anything at the end of the day. So we really have to understand ourselves and the responses we naturally go to emotionally when things take us off guard. So when you're thinking about these new plans, these resolutions, these changes that you want to make, we really should be taking a hard, honest look at ourselves, like I said, and discovering, uncovering, analyzing what we tend to go to first, and then committing to change that, or at bare minimum, just be aware. So if I would have been more aware in that moment, like, okay, we've been talking about this for an hour, it's going on 2 hours, this is a little ridiculous because I could be doing something else with my time. And then also thinking about the fact that I should be cooking dinner, and instead I chose to get takeout for the entire family, waste money that we didn't need to spend, and calories that I didn't need to spend. But all of that happened in the span of those 3 hours because I chose to divert my energy, time, and attention to something that at the end of the day didn't matter much to the things that I said that I had planned to do, needed to do, wanted to do. So when you're thinking about your resolutions and these changes that you want to make, not just at the top of the year, but just throughout the entire year, I am big on self-assessment and making sure you're looking at your productivity at the end of the day, at the end of the week, at the end of the month, and then especially when you're looking at a quarter or you're looking at a half year or a whole year, really analyzing, this is what I said I was going to do. How close am I to accomplishing that? So there you go. Just a tip that's going to help you with those resolutions. Just me being honest about looking at my own situation, the things that I say I'm going to do, and what hinders me and helps me toward doing that. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, leave your comment, share your thoughts, subscribe. I'm just a crazy girl full of faith and loving my family, loving this fitness life, and trying to navigate it all. We are all in this together. Every little bit helps. Keep pushing. You've got this.